Coming to America. Coming to America. Coming to America Part 2. The original Coming to America was good. I saw it at the theaters and I was thinking to myself when I saw it, it's not great. It's okay, but it's Eddie Murphy. You sit through it, you watch it, it's okay. Over the years watching it, I got more and more of the movie. It was funnier to me. It became a cult classic. Now it's one of the funniest movies ever, I guess. Cultural icon type movie. Today, Coming to America Part 2. It was good too. It was good too, but I had the same feel at first when I was watching it. I was like, But after a few minutes, I was like, huh. And then more and more, I got into it. It pulled me in. It was funny. And surprisingly, one of the funniest parts about this movie was General Aziz, Wesley Snipes. His character was funny because he was cool and bloodthirsty. His introduction by Michael Blackson was incredible. What this movie is about, and I said it before, I remember saying it right here. With that movie, he had that girl, so you'll do anything I want. Yes, Your Highness. Bark like a dog. And she's barking like a dog, hop on one foot, make him sound like a baboon. He's got to doing this stuff, and then he tells her to wait in the other room. He never told her to stop barking or jumping or waiting. So I'm wondering, after all these years, is she still in that room with her hands out, jumping up and down, barking like a dog? I wonder. They've got to bring that up into Part 2. And when I said it, I was like, oh man, this is a good movie, right? And I knew that they had to talk about the girl bouncing in the closet, whatever you like, what do you like to eat, whatever you like, bark like a dog. And she barked, right? From the first movie, they had to talk about that girl. He commands her to stand in the closet and bark like a dog. 30 years later, she's still hopping on one leg, barking like a dog. General Aziz was played by a different actor in the original movie, and I thought they said that was his daughter. It might have been his daughter. I'm pretty sure he said it was his daughter. But her brother is the general now. Same last name, so General Aziz, but her brother, Wesley Snipes, wants revenge on King Jaffe and Prince Akeem. All of Zamunda, really, because of what happened to his sister. She's still today, they show her, she's still popping on one foot, barking like a dog. And he wants revenge. He wants to unite the two nations. And the other nation is called Nextoria. They didn't really take a lot to come up with that name, Nextoria. He wants to unite the nations, either way through blood marriage or through blood shed. He's going to unite those two nations. So he's essentially wanting to conquer Zamunda. So Eddie Murphy's got to deal with that. Then he's got his wife that, it's Sherry Headley. She's still his wife, which is cool. He finds out that he has a son. He has to have an heir to the throne because his father is dying. His father dies. He leaves the throne to Prince Akeem, which nobody thinks he's the man that his father was. His father was mean and tough, and he protected the nation. Prince Akeem isn't the same kind of bloodthirsty type dude. So General Aziz is like, as soon as your father's dead, you're dead. The king gives him a month. He's like, in a month you'll be dead. He'll assassinate you. And then he'll conquer the nation, protect the nation, pass it along you need an heir. Pass it along to your son. And have a son. Or does he? He has a kid in America. Funny story about how that happened. It's hilarious. But he and Leslie Jones got together and produced a child. And he's got to bring him there, teach him how to be a prince and how to rule the country and all that kind of stuff. But he's got 3 daughters who thought that, one of them would be the heir, but you can't leave your kingdom to a woman in their culture. So they're a little upset about that. Something that I noticed, something happened in the trailer did not happen in the movie. There's a scene where Wesley Snipes gets up in the morning and he goes out to his balcony and he machine guns a picture of Prince Akeem. They didn't show that. There's another thing that they do where Leslie Jones says to him, "You're from Wakanda." And he's like, no, Wakanda's a made up place. I'm from Zamunda. Zamunda is actually made up by Richard Pryor a long time ago. It was in one of his comedy acts. He said the word Zamunda, and Eddie Murphy picked up on it and made the movie. But so that's made up too. And neither one of those scenes are in the movie, and both of them look like they'd be hilarious. But being on, Amazon Prime, I wasn't sure how much Eddie Murphy we were going to get. Were we going to get full on, Eddie Murphy raw, Eddie Murphy delirious type Eddie Murphy, my name is Dolomite Eddie Murphy? Or were we going to get, Shrek and Donkey Eddie Murphy? Both funny, both different. Got a little bit of both, got a hodgepodge. There was a little adult language, a little adult humor, but primarily it was something that the kids could watch. There was a couple of times when you'd probably put your hands over their eyes or their ears, but other than that, it's pretty much a family movie. And it was good. It was good. It was good. They bring back a lot of old the Dowells, McDowell's, that's back. Randy Watson and Sexual Chocolate, they're back. Mighty Sharp and all of the men that were in there, the barbers, they're back. They bring back a lot of stuff, a lot of things. From Louis Anderson is back, playing, what was his name, Maurice, playing a guy, I'm on fries. That guy, he's back and living in Zamunda now. They bring back a lot of this stuff. They talk about it. They show some clips from the old thing. When they're remembering stuff, they're showing clips from the old movie. They got a great balance of, this is a new movie, but remember this old movie that this is related to. And it kind of makes fun of itself because they're having a conversation, 2 people are having a conversation in the movie, and they're talking about movies. And one of them says, yeah, you should never do a sequel. Sequels ruin the original, because if you did it right the first time, you don't need to do it again. And I was like, hey, they're talking about this movie. It's kind of on the nose. Morgan Freeman is in here, James Earl Jones, everybody, John Amos, Tracy Morgan, Linnell, Rick Ross, Salt and Pepper. There's a ton of people in here. Trevor Noah. It's almost like the comedy Black Panther, because they took a ton of African American and African stars and they dumped them in this movie, and it was good. It worked really well. I enjoyed this movie. I thought it was funny. If you see it, I think you'll think it was funny too. Whew. It was pretty good. I don't know if it was good enough for Coming to America 3, but it was definitely good enough now. And it's one of those movies where, knowing kind of how classics evolve, this one may evolve into a classic also. I don't think it's the kind of movie that's going to fall by the wayside and people 3 years from now aren't going to remember it. This movie had too much talent, too much going on. It was funny. The premise was good. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it so much that I am going to give Coming to America seven bags of popcorn. 7 bags of popcorn. Because that's what I think about that. More importantly, what do you think about that? Have you seen Coming to America Part 2? Let's talk about it in the comments. And as always, if you like the video, if you like the content, subscribe. And then like.
Popcorn passport. Get your popcorn passport.